guys! We're a part of NordVPN's affiliate program now. Don't let your internet provider judge you for your browsing history. We're all freaks here, and that's okay. NordVPN helps keep that stuff private. It's also great for getting you past those pesky region blocks to watch your favorite abridged series. Click our affiliate link in the description or pinned comment and use the coupon code FATDOGStudios to get 70% off a 2-year plan and your first month's free.
Hi, I'm Richie Roberts, writer, director, actor for Fat Dog Studios, and you're watching my anime reviews. Alright, you read the title, let's jump into it. The Isekai genre exploded onto the scene in the early 2010s with the introduction of Sword Art Online. Since its success, many other similar-styled anime now called Isekai have come and gone, some thankfully forgotten, others finally returning, and others hopefully coming back. There has been a range of good and trash anime coming out of this genre, but hopefully some of the meh series will change. I'll be comparing two different series in the isekai genre in this synopsis, Mushoku Tensei and Arifureta. If you have not watched these series, please do, and then come back. For those who have only seen the anime, you may be wondering why I chose Arifureta instead of many other isekai series you think might be better for this comparison. Well, there are 3 reasons for this. 1, because the amount of content for the light novel of Arifureta that was skipped over was staggering, so much so that in fact it hurt the series as a whole for quite a while. 2, because I was watching Joe Freshest from Freshest Anime react to the show, and a lot of the questions and concerns he had about the series are all things that happen to be in the light novel that the anime skipped. By the way, go check out his channel, shameless plug. And 3, Arifureta has the most potential to be better if they follow the source material a bit more closely in Season 2. In essence, I'd like to talk about how light novel adaptations, especially in the isekai genre, may change thanks to the introduction of Mushoku Tensei. Now, Mushoku Tensei came out in 2021 and shook things up quite a bit. It has amazing storytelling and is my favorite anime of 2021. If you don't know why that is, please go watch the show. One of the biggest reasons, I believe, is because the author specifically refused deals with other studios that wanted to make an anime adaptation of his work, but would not follow the story he had laid out closely. Now, the animation studio that is responsible for Mushoku Tensei was made to work on Mushoku Tensei exclusively. Maganote Sensei is still very involved with seeing his series come to life. I think this is a very big reason for the success that Mushoku Tensei has had. Now, I want to be clear. I am not saying the solution is for the authors of light novel adaptations to get super involved with their anime. I honestly feel that could do more harm than good. Anime and light novels are 2 different mediums at the end of the day, and just because you're good at one doesn't mean you will be good at the other. The reason I believe Mushoku Tensei was successful is because they gave their characters time to breathe and develop. In Arifureta, this is an important aspect that was really left out, especially in the earlier parts of the anime, to get to the good stuff, quote unquote. A lot of these questions that Joe had in the first 4 episodes had a lot to do with things like this. How did Hajime make this, or when did he have time to test that? And the light novel actually covers a lot of those questions and concerns that are brought up. In the beginning of the story, Hajime is in a labyrinth for reasons. Seriously, go watch, or better yet, read Arifureta. It's actually a really good story. It's not mind-blowingly amazing, but it is so much better than the anime made it seem. This series is about a character that creates his own weapons and tools using his knowledge of his original world to survive. And yet, none of that creation is shown. From the anime, you would simply believe that this is just another generic power-scaling anime, and to a point it is, but never to the extent that the anime makes it out to be. The amount of development that Hajime goes through in the beginning of the series, both mentally and physically, is intense. and in the anime, it just comes across as another overpowered isekai Chad. Hajime at first runs through a lot of thoughts about revenge and anger before finally settling on just surviving. He realizes that revenge is a pretty shallow reason to keep living, and that is something that set him apart from a lot of other characters in stories today. Why that was never focused on in the anime is beyond me. Mushoku Tensei proved a powerful lesson that I think anime adaptations of isekai could learn from. Give your characters time to breathe. We spend a lot of time with Rudy just living his life and going through his emotions. Sure, he trains and his powers grow, but that's not the main focus of the story. It's focused on the characters and what they're going through, more than what they are doing and how they react to each other. One could argue that these are two different styles of storytelling, and you would be right if we were only comparing the anime, but the light novels for both focus a lot on the characters and their internal struggles with the world, each other, and themselves. One of the coolest moments in Mushoku Tensei happens early on. It's Rudy overcoming his fear of the world and the others in it. He's overcoming a trauma that is haunting him all throughout his previous life. This is expanded upon later at the end of the season as we learn more about it, and we see Rudy grow as a character and not just as a powerful isekai protagonist. In the same vein, Hajime using his synergist abilities to come up with his weapons and his trial and error in the labyrinth needed its own time to breathe, especially because when everything starts out, Hajime and his abilities are considered the weakest. He just ended up looking like an OP character who did nothing to earn it other than being someone from another world who got stuck in a monster-filled location. So, kind of common isekai trope there. I think even Kumo Desu's anime did a better job of dealing with this, but mostly because that was the main focus for that part of the series. There are also a lot of personal issues he has to battle with internally about his stance within the isekai world he has been living in, and seeing how that attitude changes over time as he learns to open up to others, and this is an important narrative. Once again, it felt like they were rushing to get to the action, the comedy, and the sexy stuff, and not giving the story and characters room to breathe. I think that the impact of Mushoku Tensei and its approach to storytelling will have a massive impact on how future light novel adaptations and hopefully isekai anime in general are handled. Yes, sometimes we want to sit back, turn off our brains, and see some powerful badassery unfold like Misfit of Demon Academy, but that shouldn't be how the whole genre behaves. I honestly believe that Misfit is like the One Punch Man of isekai. It's a satire on the genre it belongs to. How One Punch Man is kind of a satire on shonen, Misfit of Demon Academy I feel like is very much a fantasy isekai kind of trope, or kind of its own satire of the genre itself. And there is way more trash isekai out there than even mid-tier or great isekai. At the end of the day, Arifureta's anime felt like a power fantasy cash grab that only pulled from the moments of the series someone thought were cool or funny and didn't do a good job of selling the source material. And that's ultimately what these adaptations are. They're big advertisements for the light novels. If you have an adaptation that you think has similar problems to it, please feel free to mention it in the comments below, and I would love to hear what some of your favorite light novel series are. But once again, if you have a bad anime, it's not really going to share or sell light novels very well. So maybe it's time that we step back and took our time to let our characters breathe instead of just move on to the next cool thing.
Hey guys, this is post-episode Richie. Just wanted to say that during the process of editing this video and putting it together, Mother's Basement, or Jeff Thu, actually released kind of a detailed breakdown of Season 1 of Arifureta that has a lot of relevant points and some stuff that even I didn't cover. So make sure to go over and check him out. And of course, he's Jeff Thu. He's signing off from his mother's basement. And I'm Richie Roberts, just some jackass living in his stepfather's attic.
I'll see you on the next video.